y'all like my keyboard? Isn't it beautiful? I know it's a gaming keyboard, and no, I'm not a gamer, but it lights up. It's beautiful. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, how is everybody this morning? So, today is day 5 for the VEDIA vlogging every day in April. We had some really drenching rain yesterday. My little garden, my little flowers are just blooming. Aren't they beautiful? Just beautiful. So I did take a walk last night. And yeah. So let me see what I can find to do today, y'all. This video and every day is a bit much. I'm getting a late start today because I had meetings this morning, so I had to, handle business first. But then I thought I'd stop and take a break and say good morning and let us see what today brings. So as I come in my house, I see this picture. It's hanging on as you walk inside my house here. That picture there is just pure joy, pure joy. And that's the way I want folks to feel when they walk in my house. It's just, I was so happy and so excited to be going on that cruise, y'all. Like I am for this one coming up in 18 days. Yay. I just heard Alexa go off, so I have a delivery. Oh, it's not out here. Darn it, it must be in the mailbox. All right, so my package came. I opened some things. So, because Leona and I are getting ready to go on our cruise, we were getting a couple of things like there's going to be, I think it's called a silent white party where you dress all in white. And then there's going to be an 80s party. So we're going to attend that. So I don't have any gold hoops. So I purchased some gold hoops off of Amazon. As a matter of fact, everything I'm going to show you now was purchased off Amazon. Yeah, me and Amazon have a wonderful relationship. And I got some 80s style masks to wear. This cool shirt. It hangs off the shoulder kind of thing for the 80s. It's a pretty good length too. I mean, it's a good length. I like things that cover my bum. I also got us these additional luggage tags, right? Because the tags I've got are long, but they're not very wide. So these are going to be great. I got a package for myself and a package for her. And then finally, I got these waterproof bags to put our phones in because we are going to be spending time on the beach. And these came in a count of 8. It was really inexpensive. I think it was like less than $8 maybe, $7 maybe. But these, protect our phones while we're at the beach. And so that's it for this particular haul right now. I do have some other things that are coming for our cruise. So of course, when those show up, I'll share those with you. So again, this is day 5, vlog every day in April. So far, so good. Evening, shaken, not stirred. Now that's dirty. Okay, so we are at the evening portion of April 5th, and I've decided that I want to make some squash and onions for my dinner. I've already begun with my cocktail, shaken, not stirred. delish. So I have 4, well, let me just bring you down this way. How about that? Okay, let's go back a little bit. There we go. So I've got my 4 squash and my onion, and I have on my skillet a cast iron skillet. That's what I have on my stovetop is a cast iron skillet. So we're gonna start out by just cutting these guys up. Now, as I said in my other little cooking videos, the one thing you definitely want to do is to always have a sink of soapy hot water next to you here. So, well, in my case, my sink is right here, so it makes it a lot easier. So in the event that, you know, you need to wash your hands or something like that, I have my little strainer here. So as I cut them up, I'll be able to put them in. So we'll just cut these guys up. Now the thing about it is you don't want to cut them too thick, but you don't want to cut them too thin either, because if you cut them too thin, then they're going to just pretty much turn out to be mush, and you don't want that. And when you're cutting like the end, I'm using my nails to grip in that bottom there. If you're not comfortable doing that, then don't cut this close. You just, you know, cut the end off and do it that way. Okay. The reason I've got, it's just me, but the reason I've got 4 squash is because they do shrink up. So it will, you know, although it may seem like a lot when we put it in the skillet, it's kind of like cabbage. You know, when you're cooking cabbage, you put a lot in the skillet and then it just shrinks up. So squash will do the same thing. Again, if you're doing this and if you're not comfortable cutting this close to the edge, then please don't. Please don't, please don't. So the seasoning on this is going to be really simple. So again, let me just back up. So if you do have issues with that, just do this, cut it that way, and then go ahead and cut the end off that way. And then when you get to a certain spot, oops, see that? That's a little thick, but I'm going to throw it in there anyway. Okay. You don't want it to be too thick because you do want everything to cook through. And using a cutting board makes life so much easier for you. You can also buy those little slicers, and then that way you don't have to do this by hand. So again, just some options for you. So here's our last one. Always be careful when you're using a knife, of course. You don't want to get too close. And you definitely want to make sure that your knives are sharp enough. Believe it or not, I mean, a sharp knife is definitely dangerous, but a dull knife can be even more so. So you want to be careful. All right, so there is our squash. Let me rinse that off and I'll be right back. Okay. And we're back. All right, so now it's time to cut our onion. So if you leave this on, it supposedly reduces the amount of tearing up. So, you know, do what's best for you. I basically cut my onion that way, cut the top off. Then I take my knife and kind of groove it down this way. And then that lets me peel off that additional, that top layer. Now, because I'm going to be using all this onion, I'm going to go ahead and cut this end off. If I was going to, you know, if I wasn't going to use the entire onion, I would leave that on. I can also see I need to peel off that other layer of skin right there because that's kind of rubbery looking. So we're going to peel that off too. Okay, so now we have a nice onion that I'm just gonna cut this way. Again, you want to be careful when you're holding something like this. If you need to get a fork or something else to, you know, to hold it steady as you cut it, please do so. Be very careful when you are using a knife. Be very careful. So we're not going to even do that. We're just going to leave it that way. In this case, I'm just going to cut it up because I want the whole onion. Those I'm going to leave that way. All right. So now I've got my cleaned squash. I'm going to break up my onions in it this way. Also, those little bit of onions that was down there. I love onions, y'all. I don't know what it is about it, but I definitely love onions. My little sister, she's not little anymore. She's a grown woman, but she would actually walk by the table when Mama was cooking and just grab an onion and just bite into it. All right, so let me get my seasonings over here. Be right back. All right, so my seasonings are going to be salt and pepper. And garlic powder. Now, of course, you know, you season this however you want. This just happens to be how I want to season mine. And I just go ahead and give it a good old hand mix. Oops. Get back in the bowl, man. Get back in the bowl. Trying to get away. Okay. And of course, as I am cooking it, you know, I go back through and taste it. The thing to remember is you can always add more seasoning. So I used to be really heavy-handed with salt. Yeah, I can't do that anymore. So definitely make sure you mix it up really good to get all the what seasonings you put on it mixed up. Now over in my skillet, I have put butter to melt. You can, of course, use, again, whatever you want. You can use oils, whatever it is that you would like to use. So I'm going to let my butter melt in my pan, and then I'll take you over there with me when I add the squash and onions. All right, so now it's time to just go ahead and add the squash and onions to the pan. And so it's going to take about, you know, it just really depends on how tender you want your squash. For me, it's probably going to take about 45 minutes to an hour for this to cook to the way, you know, the way I like it. So this is what it looks like now, and I'll bring you back when I have it on my plate. All right, I wanted to show you what it looks like when it's ready. It took less than 30 minutes for this to get ready, actually. But you'll see that some of them are a little translucent, and that's it. So this is my dinner tonight, and it's ready. It's seasoned perfectly. I'm not having to add any more salt or anything like that on it. So squash is done. My dinner is on my plate. Yeah, some of y'all will get that. But anyway, so this is my dinner thus far. I'm sure I'll find something else that I want to eat, but right now, this is it. That's the joy of being single. I can eat what I want to eat, don't eat what I don't want to eat, and move on like I want to move. So anyway, that's it for the vlog for today, April 5th, which is the VEDIA, I can't say, why do I keep messing this up, man? Vlog every day in April. Y'all, look, by the time April 30th comes, I'll have it down. But I'm, editing videos right now, and I'm going to eat my squash and onions. See y'all tomorrow, or y'all see me tomorrow. Bye.